out here in beautiful Carmichael next to the river. I don't know if you guys can see it. With this guy doing a little active recovery day. So tomorrow begins the next block, strength block. Up first is deadlifts. It's going to be 285 first cluster sets of 5. And then I also have squats, and I'm starting at 240. And bench, I'm starting at 145, I believe. Or 140. One of those. Anyway, I'm super excited. But also, again, I think it's always just before a new block. You know, some big hard numbers are coming. A little bit nervous. But what would this sport be without a little bit of nerves? There's always going to be pressure. It's always going to get harder, like they say. It doesn't get easier, you just get stronger and you add more weights. And that's what I'm doing. So I'm excited, but also nervous about next week. A lot of it's the same numbers, but I'm looking to perform them better than I did last block. And hopefully they feel easier. In addition to big numbers coming up this week, I also just recently signed up with RP for nutrition coaching. So that's definitely going to be different.
Renaissance periodization.
Everyone knows what RP is. Anyways, I'm definitely a little bit nervous about that. I have not had the greatest history with dieting and how it makes me feel. I think this could be poison oak.
Not just.
But anyways, I always haven't had a good relationship with dieting and stuff, but my goal is to be a better athlete, and being an athlete means taking care of your nutrition. So that's what I'm focusing on. On the way to do the deadlifts, it's got 285 for 5 today, as I mentioned. Doing cluster sets again, so you do rep, wait 20 seconds, do rep, wait 20 seconds till you get 5 reps. I'm doing that for 4 sets. Coming off a deload, I'm always like nervous that I've forgotten how to lift and I don't know what I'm gonna do. And I lose a little bit of the confidence, but I've been just kind of thinking about it logically today. Again, just reminding myself that 285 is a very small number on the way to 340, which is what I'm trying to get to. And so I should just go in there and do the damn thing. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go in there, I'm going to do it, and I'm excited to be back lifting heavy. We're 8 weeks out, a little less than 8 weeks, and I'm excited. before I talk about how the week went, I wanted to show you guys my warm-ups real quick. I do the McGill Big 3. If you look up Dr. Stuart McGill, he is a leading expert in back mechanics out of Canada. And when I was injured, when my herniated discs were flared up, his exercises and his work is something that I fell upon and really had it resonate with me, because so much of it, what he says, just makes sense. And I've been implementing these movements for probably a couple years now, and any time that I don't do it is the times that I seem to injure my back. So I do these pretty religiously. The first one is the bird dog, as you saw. You raise opposite hand, opposite foot. And then the second one is a McGill crunch, which you can see that my shoulders and head are barely coming off. The idea of that is just that you're not doing a full crunch, you're just engaging the core basically. And the last one is rolling planks. So I do 6 bird dogs per side, then I do 4 of the crunches per side. And it kind of varies on the rolling planks how many I do per side, and sometimes I put a little twist in there as well, but I usually do about 5 per side on the rolling planks as well. And I try and hold everything about 10 seconds before I go on to the next exercise, but they definitely have helped me in recovering my back. So week 8 is done. Saturday, a couple days ago, was 7 weeks out. This last week, it was fine and everything moved well, but it didn't feel as easy as I had hoped it would, which kind of made me lose a little bit of the confidence that I had. But when I did squats on Wednesday last week, they moved the best out of all 3 movements, which is really backwards, because normally squats are the one that move the worst. So for it to be the one that was the best, maybe it was just coming off the deload. I was just adjusting back into lifting heavier, and that's why it felt a little funky. I don't know. Usually when I come off a deload, I feel nervous, but then I do it and it's totally fine. But today, or this last week, it definitely felt heavy and difficult, including bench, which is always my favorite lift because it always does what it's supposed to do for me. Felt really heavy, and in fact, on my 4th set, I failed the last rep, which is really weird. Not happy about it. But I'm moving on. Today is Monday. It's 7 weeks out, and I got deadlifts on tap for today. In addition to the meet prep, I've also signed up with RP one-on-one coaching, which I mentioned earlier in the video. The biggest adjustment there is I'm eating vegetables, which I never have eaten vegetables before in my life, pretty much. Another thing I ate, I was a really picky kid, didn't eat vegetables growing up. Haven't really eaten vegetables as an adult either, and they recommend 1 to 2 cups of veggies with every meal, including breakfast. So that has been an adjustment for sure, and I'm definitely getting the hang of it now. My friends also have offered to make me vegetables and make them taste good for me, so that's been very helpful. And I lost about 2 pounds this week, which I think is more like bloat weight because I had some cheese, and cheese makes me bloat. So I don't think it was an actual 2 pounds, but I'm happy with where I'm at. I'm at 183.6. Need to be at 181 for the meet, so we're almost there. After the meet, I plan on cutting down to about 175 and then bulking back up to 185. So that's the plan. I'm excited for this next week. See you guys next time. Bye.